is insane. I understand it, but it's insane.
Rublev's your boy, huh?
Yeah, he is, and he's a top 10 player. People seem to forget that. Let's calm down a bit. Let's calm down. Andre Rublev's gonna win this match.
All right, now that we're done with the nonsense, it's time for Joao Fonseca, everyone. He has arrived. The man is a young legend in the making. But I honestly think that he's going to give Rublev so much trouble. And he volleys so well. His serve is already lethal for his age.
Imagine Fonseca's just going to be ripping forehands, and then Rublev's going to start smacking his head. What do you think is going to happen there? You don't think Adelaide is going to come through? Rublev is ice right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the We're Going 5 podcast powered by TSH Tennis. This is episode 3 of the second season. We have so much to talk about, and guess what? Aussie Open is back, my friends. The Grand Slam season has begun. We're going to talk about everything Aussie Open, the roads, and everything in between. And also, we want to talk about Monfils making some history. And we have Fritz Auger-Aliassime. Is he all the way back? Looks like it. And we're going to make our picks for who takes home the Aussie Open title.
Let's go.
Stay tuned. First off, before we get into the Aussie Open talk, we are going to talk about the champions of the week. And Ismaeel, I'm passing this on to you because you picked the champion of Auckland. Enjoy.
You guys,
take it away.
You didn't believe. I told you I'm making a wild pick. I told you it's a bit eccentric. You said he's going to be in depression after losing to Djokovic. But Monfils took home the title. He did it. I called it. You guys said he's not going to do it. I told you he's going to make it. I told you, and he did.
You almost didn't get it, though. He almost lost.
Almost lost in round 1 because he was down. He was down to Martinez. A set down and 5-2 down, and it looked like it was going to be over. It looked like going to be the worst pick.
6-1, 5-2.
And he came all the way back, won that match, cruised through the rest of the way, fought hard, lifted the title at 38 years of age, went into tennis history. Amazing. You know, Monfils, I don't understand why he hasn't won more titles in his career. The dude has amazing tennis. Djokovic said he's one of the best athletes of all time. I feel like sometimes he gets too passive, like he was against Martinez in that first match. And then once he decides to be more attacking, more aggressive, and taking more initiative on the court, he dominates. He has everything. He can move forward. His volleys are exceptional. Excellent player. So excited for him.
You know, back in November, he was like one of his like goals on his bucket list that he wanted the celebration with the haka and the stuff like that. So he got it.
He got it. And he won for his baby. He did it.
You know, I feel like this thing, the breaking the record for being the oldest player ever to win an ATP title, I feel like, yeah, Monfils deserves that.
He deserves
because the man is he's a freak athlete. He's the best athlete we've ever seen. And by the way, Sasha once said, that I think Monfils might be the best athlete ever, just like pure athlete. If anyone deserves to have this, it's Monfils. And by the way, he doesn't walk around. He doesn't move like he's a 38-year-old man. He looks like he's a young man. He looks super fit. I love to see this, and him winning. It's just it's a beautiful thing to see to start this season.
It's beautiful, and we forget that right before COVID hit, he was on fire.
He was
making finals. He won a couple titles, I think.
He won 2.
He won 2.
By the third month of the season, he had 2.
And then he had lost to Djokovic in a final set, really tough set match. Like, he's an exceptional player, and when he has his confidence and when he's healthy, he's amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
He wasn't on our geezer grinder.
Because for some reason I don't see him as a geezer.
He's not geezer.
The way he moves around, this guy moves around like he's a young 20-year-old man.
Amazing.
But if you
called it.
Well done. Deserve that. That was an amazing pick.
Thank you.
By the way, after he came back from that 6-1, 5-2 down against Martinez, it was like magic's happening. Magic might be happening, and it happened.
And he got the haka.
It wasn't the toughest road, but hats off to Monfils. Amazing week.
It's a title.
Yeah. Awesome. Just awesome.
It's a weird tournament because there were 9 lucky losers who played with it, but it's a title.
Yeah. No, well done.
Lucky
Well done. It was an amazing pick. You deserve all the credit.
Thank you.
Haroon, you made a bad pick. I also made a bad pick.
Thank you.
We're gonna get into your pick soon, and we don't need to get into my pick. Cam Norrie.
Let's see. We're moving on to also Adelaide. We want to see some magic there. We have Felix Auger-Aliassime. He lifted the title there. What do you think, Yousef?
Awesome. Is Felix back? I think Felix is back. When you watch Felix play tennis, you think he has everything within the game of tennis. Like, he has the forehand, he has the backhand, he has the serve, he moves forward, he has the volleys, he has the slice, he can hit drop shots. He does everything. He has a complete game. And the guy is, he's 6'4", he's like so wide, he's so strong. You would think this guy he was on his way to becoming a top 5 player. Then he had a few bad seasons. Is he back? Maybe so. Taking down Tommy Paul, taking down Sebastian Korda. Like, those are 2 big wins. Not like Sebi Korda he just plays beautiful tennis, and he's back and he's healthy. And to me, I had Tommy Paul winning the tournament. So when he beat Tommy, and by the way, came up clutch in both. He had to win in final sets. So this is just an amazing, I think, a big confidence boost for him. And if we add on to that what he did in the United Cup, taking down Fritz, so he took a top 5 player. So I think these are just all small steps to Felix finding his way back to the top, and maybe this becoming the breakout season.
I think it's an awesome win for him. I told you guys I'm bullish on all these players who just got engaged, and here he is already. It's already paying off with the title, and
kids and babies.
We saw his record against Americans over the past year. It's
52 weeks. 52
in the
weeks,
past, over the past year, he's like 10-0 against Americans, and that includes Fritz, Tommy Paul, Korda, just amazing. He's on fire. I think it's been always a question about health, and then what's his mental, and it looks like it's coming together. 2 final set wins. Yeah. Really positive signs.
Over 2 really good players.
I'm bullish on Felix.
And that Kazuo win also early on. You're high on Kazuo, and he took down Kazuo.
He lost to the eventual champion. So
Kazuo's a good player. It was a really good title.
Yeah. Actually, we had a nice week. I thought maybe it might be a slow week, but these 2 champions, they're worthy champions. They're fun guys, and both are just also amazing guys off the court. Like, people like Monfils as a person. People like Auger-Aliassime as a person. So it's also nice to see good guys win.
Yeah, true. And also, Felix is one of the most fittest. He's one of the most fit players on tour, and he's going to do some damage in Australian Open.
Let's see.
So I want all of you to know, when you sleep tonight, I won because of you.
God, it's killing me.
All right, let's move on to one of our favorite segments.
Yes.
You guys always give us lots of flack for this. Upset or not, an upset. Guys, we had a big match this week between 2 up-and-coming players. Jannik took down Shelton in Auckland. Yousef, is that an upset or not an upset?
I'm high on Jannik. I love Jannik. And I think he's going to be a great player, and he's had an amazing last 6 months. But 1,000%, that's an upset. Because Ben Shelton is the top seed, and when you take down the top seed, and you're not a seeded player, and early in the tournament, it's an upset. 1,000%.
100% upset. I picked Shelton to win the tournament, and again, Shelton's gonna win Indian Wells. like I said before, I'm still on that pick. I didn't give up. And obviously, it's an upset. Shelton's a great player.
Smai, what do you think?
Although Jannik is a good player as well, but Shelton was supposed to win that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to really make that claim really 1,000% because Jannik had just come off a really nice tournament in Brisbane with a couple nice wins there, and he was looking already that he's a player coming into form. But Benny Schultz is already a top player, so that is 100% an upset. We're all high on Jannik, but we're higher on Shelton, I think. So definitely a big upset for Jannik to start off the season.
Unanimous upset. We all agree.
Yeah. We all agree.
You guys have to let us know.
Yeah, comment, let us know.
Okay, let's now move on to Aussie Open talk. We're done with the preps. We're done with the warm-up tournaments. No more Auckland, no more Brisbane, no more any of that. We're on to Melbourne. Let's talk about the roads to the Aussie Open title for the big guys, for the big boys, for the Yannicks of the world, the Novaks, the Carlitos, and the Sashas. But let's start off with the one and only, the defending champion, Jannik Sinner. Okay, so let's go through the road of the potential road to his tournament. Let's talk about, let's break it down. So we have, first of all, in the first round, he has to go through Nico Jarry. That's round one. What?
Nico Jarry or Jarry?
I have no. We need to check the ATP website.
He's
Nico Jarry.
He's Latino, so
yeah, probably the J is silent. So Nico Jarry. Then round two, he gets Taro Daniel. By the way, not that easy. But then he Flavio Cobolli. People are high on Cobolli. Auger-Aliassime in round four. Then moving into the second week, he gets the Demon. That's it. And then he gets Fritz. And then in the Fritz or also Meddy. And then in the final, he gets either Sasha or Carlitos or Novak. Ismaeel, what do you think of this road to the title for Jannik?
I think, it's a seeded one type of road where there are not really many hiccups along the way for him. I fully expect him to be in the final. The form...
Fully expect him?
Fully expected to be in the final. I think the form he ended last season in, going into the offseason, he talked about he already made some tweaks to his game, tweaks to his serve. I mean, I can't imagine how much more lethal
By the end of the season, remember, we start to see that forehand drop shot more.
He was starting to use
so
that drop
we
shot.
can see he's adding
And if
things.
he has more change of pace and stuff like that, it's going to be really painful to even try to take points off him moving forward, especially on his serve. And I fully expect him in the final. I think this is a nice road for him. Very confident. I think... he's gonna have a good chance to defend the title.
Looks like a cakewalk to me.
It's for him.
Disrespecting some people.
It's disrespectful to Haroon because Haroon actually has beaten him before.
That's if Holger even makes it that far.
For Holger to make it, well, Demon at home in Australia, and who's he gonna end up, Fritz or whoever in the semi? So it's not gonna be super easy. There's no Grand Slam that's easy, but for Sinner, the form that we saw, it's going to be pretty easy to the final for me.
Haroon, your thoughts on Jannik's road?
I think it's not that tough of a road. Like if you compare to other players as well, way easier than other players, especially like Djokovic and Alcaraz. But we'll get into that later. But I think it's a number one seed draw. So he earned the right to face these type of players. He earned the right to have like an easier draw. So, I do expect him to be in a semi or final, like 100%. If he doesn't make it to the semi, I think it's a very, very shocking result, and I'll be really disappointed.
Yeah, but he got lucky because early on, we have some of these guys in the draw, by the way, that are scary. You have Pechi Perikar, that guy's scary. You have a Kyrgios. We're going to get into this, Fonseca. You have all these guys.
Wow.
So he had none of
the geezers that are
even when we get to the third round when he starts to play a seed, he gets Cobolli, which is I don't know. I haven't rated Cobolli yet exactly as a player. I need to see more. But I think they're tougher guys for him to face, whether it's Auger-Aliassime, Accorda. I think those are tougher. Those guys provide like bigger problems. So to me, it looks like cakewalk till the semis. I have some comments about what happens in the semis, but we're gonna get into that in a bit later.
He owns Demon and he owns Fritz. So although these are great players, but still he owns them.
I have another guy on my mind, but I'm gonna get into that later.
Right.
Yes, but let's move on. Let's move on to Jockey. Ismaeel, you want to talk to us about Jockey?
Yeah. Well, do you want to tell us the road to Djokovic's title?
Yeah, sure. Let's go through it. Let's go through it together.
Give us the road, and then let's discuss.
Okay, let's go. So, first of all, he has Basavaredi. We saw him in the Next Gen Finals, first round. Also, he sees that's Djokovic is his idol, so yeah. Then he has Kotov round 2, supposedly. Then we get into the tough part. He gets Thomas Mahach round 3. We're all high on Thomas Mahach. Then we get into Grigor Dimitrov round 4. Then you get into Alcaraz in the quarterfinal. Then the semis, Sasha, and in the final, either Sinner, Fritz, or Medvedev. Ismaeel, what do you think of this?
It's absolutely brutal. It's absolutely brutal, and it might be the most brutal draw I've seen in a Grand Slam in a very, very long time. I think it's unbelievably tough. He put himself in this situation by dropping to seeded 7.
Yeah, dropping to 7 was tough.
It was masterfully painful for him. And it's going to be... So Basavaredi is already going to give him some... He's going to make him work. Second round, if it's Kotov or whoever, I mean, that's not going to be the issue for Djokovic. But to start off, to play the pain of Mahac, who already has taken out Alcaraz, showed he can beat top players.
And he's given Djokovic problems before.
Then you have Dimitrov. Never an easy task.
Yeah.
And then there's no way no one has ever done this to beat Alcaraz, Zverev, and then Sinner. And it's going to be the tallest task ever. It might be his greatest Grand Slam ever if he does it.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. But when it comes to Djokovic, never say never.
Never
also,
never.
let's see what these guys do. Let's see, because usually, we've become accustomed to seeing the potential road is completely different than what the road looks like in the end.
True.
So we're gonna see. But if you look on paper at the moment, yeah, it's stacked. And if we compare, but also falling to 7, if you want, I guess facing a Sasha in the quarters is better. would have been nicer than taking a Carlitos, but tough.
Carlitos, Zverev, Sinner?
Yeah, tough.
I think, but that draw, yeah, it is brutal. But the one that he couldn't really figure out yet for the past year was Sinner. So he beat Sasha, he beats Alcaraz, and everybody else on that list. So I think there is some silver lining to it. And he has.
I agree.
He has I think he should be a little bit glad. Okay, so it could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
It could have been worse if you face Sinner earlier. Then you couldn't have advanced further. So,
but I was expecting him to play 2 of these guys, not have to face all 3.
Yeah, but
he's gonna have to see 3, 2, and 1.
But
let's see. But yeah, that's so. But also,
Alcaraz in Australian Open, he still didn't perform that well.
He hasn't, yeah.
But he wants to win it this year. But still, Alcaraz he matches up well against Alcaraz and also against Sasha. So he's comfortable. But Sinner,
if you look at the matchups in a vacuum, the head-to-heads, I'd probably it's just the one after the other. If I think the early rounds, he can't give up many sets in the early rounds.
No, he cannot.
He has to take care of business.
Yeah,
quick.
He has to get rid of Basavaredi in 3 tight sets, and Koto, they have to be tight and clean.
Yeah. And also Mahac and Dimitrov also.
Yeah. But I mean, first 2 cannot take any time.
That Dimitrov match might be a Lahechka, by the way. It might be that Mahac. I think it might be an Opelka also. So
his 2023 run was quite nice, Djokovic. When the title run, but Alcaraz in the quarters, that's a final. That's a final.
Well, speaking of Alcaraz, let's get into Alcaraz's road. Let's break it down. Round 1, he has Shevchenko. Shevchenko, good player. Ismaeel, you took him in the United Cup. Then he has Nishioka, round 2. Round 3, take Jordan Thompson. Round 4, he has to take either Draper or Korda, whichever one of these 2. Then you move on to the kill zone. He has to go through Djokovic and then Sasha, and then either Sinner or Meddy or Fritz in the final. Haroon, what do you think of this?
This is the worst draw. This is by far the worst draw because Alcaraz lost his Zverev last year in the Australian Open, and also because, you'd say hard court is not his best surface, even though I think he's deadly on hard court. But still, the easiest one for him is Sinner, and that's the last one. That's the last one. He lost his Zverev. He lost to Djokovic, and then he always faces
Korda, and Draper.
Yeah, correct? They've all been able to beat him.
He always faces these players that are just up and coming and just they want the spotlight and they want the heat and they're hungry. And I think that's worse than facing more seasoned veterans, players that are good but not great. But he always faces these guys that you don't know. They could be electric. They could take off. They don't know where their career is going to be. And Jordan Thompson also, that owns Casper, 3-1 last year, and he's upset potential. It's the worst draw. It's brutal. It's horrible.
Ismaeel, what do you think of Carlos's draw?
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's a brutal draw. The thing that I believe though is that I believe it's Alcaraz's year. And
you have him winning 3 slams.
Yeah, I have him winning 3 slams. What? I believe this is the Alcaraz year. I also believe that there's nothing too daunting for Alcaraz. I think he likes the challenge. He's talked about how important this tournament is to him. You know, the early rounds are going to be painful, indeed, in terms of he's going to have to take on, you know, the Draper, the Korda, the Thompson. Yeah, it's going to be pain. But I think he'll get through that. The question is then, will he be able to take down Djokovic? Will he be able to find revenge against Zverev? I favor him against a Sinner in a final. I think Alcaraz can do it. I mean, it's brutal. It's deadly. His game
is hard.
He's the most exciting, most complete player in tennis. He can do it.
You know my thing about Carlitos, and by the way, he said this in the press conference. He said, when I face Jannik, I need to be fully focused. I need to be 100% locked in. I need to play my best tennis to win. And that's why he was 3-0 against him last year in matches. But also, I think what Carlitos sometimes lacks is he doesn't. Why not? You have to, like, if you're Rafa's here, Rafa gave every single person, every single player he played, the same exact focus and the same exact respect. I think Carlitos sometimes he thinks he should be cruising in matches and he doesn't need to focus 100%. And sometimes you just feel like there are weird dips at weird times. And then then things get out of hand quickly, and he doesn't know how to come back from those. So the danger is in the beginning. When if he's in a rhythm, then Carlitos is unstoppable. But it's those early rounds where he doesn't care that. It feels like I don't know. It just sometimes feels like Carlitos doesn't care that much when he's playing these guys, or he doesn't give them the respect that they deserve.
But it might actually. So then that means that this tougher draw might actually serve him because he's gonna have to show up for a Thompson, for a Draper, for a Korda. But he can't cakewalk through them. He's gonna have to show up and play really well.
He has to rise up. He has to, sometimes I feel like Korda doesn't these other guys. He gets up for Sinner. He gets up for Djokovic. No, you should get up for everyone.
I disagree, though. I don't think Alcaraz plays like that. Like, okay, fine, he loses, but I don't think if he dips with everybody. He dips when he plays Sinner, he dips when he plays Djokovic. Yeah. So it's agnostic to the player. Like, he dips wherever. But that's just the type of player
I feel like
he
it
is.
happens more with guys that are not which he doesn't see as rivals more than it does with others.
I don't know.
That's me.
I don't know. Like, sometimes he plays like when he played Chang, like JC Chang, he was crushing him 6-1, 6-3 or something like that. Like he shows up to these matches. I don't agree at all.
What? Okay.
And they have to play lights out to beat him. Like Mahach had to play the best match of his life.
That's true.
Dimitrov had to play the best match of his life. And maybe like he dips to an A- level for him, but everybody has to show up insanely to beat him.
Also, this guy is a multiple Grand Slam champion. He knows what it takes.
Yeah,
he knows.
Let's see. Okay, let's move on to our last person we want to talk about in this segment, and that's Sasha Zverev. And so let's go through his road, who he's going to potentially face if he wants to finally win his first Grand Slam. First off, he has Luca Pouille. And then round 2, he has Martinez. Round 3, Sebastian Baez or Nick Kyrgios. And then you move on to round 4, Ugo Humbert. Paris Masters final rematch there maybe. Then in the quarterfinals he gets maybe a Casper Ruud, or there are many guys in that path, but Casper Ruud's the highest ranked player. And then moving on to Carlitos or Djokovic, and in the final again either Sinner, Fritz, or Meddy. Haroon, what do you think of Sasha's road?
I think that's an easy road. I think if he wants to win a slam, this is his time to be. Like, he couldn't have got it any better. With all the respect to all of the players, this is could be a cakewalk.
Smiley.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Haroon. I love the road for him. I mean, it seems that nobody before Carlitos is really going to bother him much, in my opinion. I think they all are respectful.
Or Djokovic. Carlitos or Djokovic.
Or Djokovic. And so up until the semis, and he's beaten both of these guys on hard before. He knows he can beat them.
Yes.
I would say he's more fit than a Djokovic at that stage, after Djokovic's brutal run that probably has to at that stage. So I love it for him. I think he's beaten Carlitos there in Australia.
Yes.
It's a perfect chance for him to go all the way and lift it. He's in great form since the end of last year. He's on fire. He's super motivated.
They said he added like 7 kilos or 7 pounds of muscle. 7 pounds of muscle.
He's added muscle weight. The serve looks better. If you can imagine it being better, it looks better. The second serve looks more solid. The motion looks a little bit smoother. I think he's mentally locked in. This is as good as it's going to get for him.
And he's been in Australia for quite some time, since the United Cup. He's been there. He's got stable. No jet lag, no nothing. And he's getting used to the conditions.
It's as good as it gets.
It's as good as it gets. It's crazy that there are so many chances that we keep on talking about. Like, this is his chance. This is his chance. This is his chance. And then he blows. So
I don't want to overhype this, but also I have Sasha. That's my biggest prediction of the year. I said Sasha's winning a slam this season. Was it going to be the Aussie Open? I was doubtful about Aussie Open, but this draw is amazing. This draw is amazing. To get a Casper Ruud, no disrespect to Casper Ruud, but to get Casper Ruud in Australia,
hard.
In the quarterfinal, that's the best thing you can get, because you seeded 7. You saw Carlitos. He got Djokovic.
It's not the best thing you could get. You could get Demon in the quarter.
I think Demon in Australia is tougher than Casper in Australia.
Probably, I would probably agree with that.
I have to say. So this is amazing. I'm super high on Sasha. Is this the tournament? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But with a road like this, it might be. It might be. I'm hyped. I want to see. But also that Kyrgios round 3, Haroon, you were talking about this. That Kyrgios round 3.
It's dangerous.
If Kyrgios can stay healthy, it might be dangerous. That might be the most dangerous round until he gets to Carlitos or Djokovic.
Like, he's starting off with 2 first-round matches. Like, he's playing Hui, and then he's playing Martinez. Like, those are 2 first-round matches in a row.
Yeah. Well, let's see. But we're hyped. But so those were the roads to the Aussie Open title we wanted to get to. And we're going to get into our picks later on in the episode. So wait for those. But as of now, that's the road. Let's move on.
Moving on to who goes further. We want to talk about, we have Fritz and we have Medvedev. Yousef, who's going further, Medvedev or Fritz?
You know, I've been waiting to talk about this because I've been wanting to talk about Daniil Medvedev, and I feel like he's being slept on this entire offseason. He ended the season not in the best form, but also he was having a kid. His wife was pregnant. There's so many things going on. And people forget this guy is a 3-time finalist in Australia. He made it to the final last year. Made it to the semis in Wimbledon. And by the way, took down Jannik Sinner that people keep forgetting for some reason. This guy was world number 1. He's a Grand Slam champion. So people need to put some respect on Daniil Medvedev's name, because I love Taylor Fritz and I'm high on Taylor Fritz. But at the same time, Daniil Medvedev is a beast. And by the way, his IQ is second to none when it comes to tennis. He is a problem solver like no other when it comes to big Grand Slam matches even. And you see, he comes in, Daniil, he's an octopus. He can turn into anything. He's a chameleon.
Octopus.
He can turn. We saw against Sinner, he turned into this attacking style. He comes to the net and he's up 2 sets to love. He just so for one reason or another, things changed. But he can play in many different ways. And Daniil Medvedev is going to have a deep run, and he is going to go further than Taylor Fritz. Why? Because he's going to have to face Taylor Fritz probably in the quarterfinals. He's going to take him down. By far, to me, it's a no-brainer to me. I love you, Taylor, but to me, Daniil Medvedev 100% is going to go further this tournament, because I have Daniil Medvedev. I'm high on Daniil Medvedev, and he said he had an amazing offseason. So Daniil Medvedev is my answer. Daniil Medvedev is my answer. Daniil Medvedev is my answer.
Okay, Snyhan, do you share the same hype that Yousef is on?
Yeah, I've never seen Medvedev so hyped about his own offseason or be so boastful. Yeah, it's not really his style. He's not so cocky. He's really usually quite humble. And to say he had...
But sorry to cut you off. But by the way, before the U.S. Open, when he made it to the final, right? When he made it to the final, when did he make it? He made it 2 years ago.
When 2021?
Not the one where he won. He made it to the final the year after also, and then he lost to Djokovic. Correct? He lost to Djokovic. Yeah. And by the way, in that tournament, people were low on Meddy, and he said, people keep forgetting me. And that's also something that triggered my mind. And people are forgetting him now.
Yeah, so I love how he's confident going into the Australian Open. I love that he just had a baby. I always love this new, fresh papa
Congrats
effect.
Also to Meddy.
Congrats,
baby in marriage.
I think it's going to be a good sign for him. And yeah, the thing about Medvedev is that you forget that yeah, he's generally more of a counter-puncher defensive style, but he knows how to play attacking, and he knows how to move forward. Yeah. He serves in volleys a lot when he has to. Last year when he had to, against Sinner, he knew he had to be more attacking. He was just one set short. He did it for 2 sets against Zverev when he had to beat him. He did it to beat Zverev. He's beaten Alcaraz that same way also before, where he's played really close and attacking. What changes do I expect from Medvedev's game that's going to make him improve and why he's high on himself? I think he's going to be more attacking. I think he's going to be more aggressive. I think we're going to see more serve and volley. I think we're going to see more moving forward. All stuff which he's capable, but he wasn't doing enough. Yeah. And I think it's going to come to light. And I can't wait to see what he brings to the table this year.
Hype me up, boy.
Yeah, and I definitely think he's going further than Fritz, because Fritz also had a little bit of a dip in the United Cup, which I didn't like, and I love this new energy in Australia. Daniil's home. Yes. I think he's going to do great. Yeah.
He's going to go further, 100%, correct?
I think so.
We're on the Meddy bandwagon.
I was feeling Medvedev, and then I keep getting hype from you, hype. But then I'm like, you're forgetting Fritz also. Fritz is proved that he's an elite level player.
He is.
But I was thinking, because Medvedev is, he's such a beast, and he's a really, really smart player, and he's a great problem solver. So I was thinking that he's definitely going to find something that's going to make him deadly on the court and going to make him win. So I don't know exactly how he's going to play or how he's going to win, but I think he's going to win, and I think he's going to go further than Fritz. All due respect to Fritz.
So
everyone picks Medvedev over Fritz.
Yeah, but
let's see.
But I still think Fritz could do something, but I think Medvedev is going to go further.
By the way, I'm going to say something, because since we're talking about Meddy and this is Meddy's segment, he's going to make it to the final.
Wow.
He's taking down Jannik Sinner.
Wow.
Meddy's taking down Jannik Sinner.
That's a big
He's going to make it to the final.
His draw, by the way, is not bad. Like, his draw is decent. Like, for him, he's facing Popyrin is the first guy that is decent. Like, he's gonna face in round 3, and then he's gonna face Rublev, where is Rublev? And then he's gonna face Fritz.
Or Fonseca.
More on that.
More on that soon.
More on that. But it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. Meddy, come on. Aussie Open final.
Let's see.
Okay, let's move on to our next segment, and that is the Who Got Lucky segment. We have 128 players, and I need to ask you guys, Ismaeel, who got lucky?
Yeah, for me, 100% it's Sinner. The fact that you can avoid Djokovic, Alcaraz and Zverev all the way until the final, you have to be super lucky. Also, Demonauer, Haroon, and Fritz, players who will have to play in round 4, quarters, and semis. He has dominated. Sinner's the luckiest.
Haroon.
I'm going with Sasha Zverev. Zverev, his kryptonite he's been owned by Fritz. He avoided Fritz the whole tournament. So that makes him the luckiest person for him. And also, he's only going to face Alcaraz and Sinner in the semifinal and in the final. So, yeah, he's the luckiest for me.
You.
I have Felix Auger-Aliassime. He's in form, and to be able to get into the third round as a 29th seed, and you have to face a Casper Ruud. Out of all the top 10 players, if you have to face a Casper Ruud in Australia, I think that's the best possible scenario you can get. So to me, Felix Auger-Aliassime, he has a chance to get into the second week comfortably as a 29th seed. So to me, it's him.
That's a good pick. Yeah. That's a good pick. Well, we talked about who got lucky, and it's now time to talk about, well, who got screwed? Yousef, take it away.
Well, we just talked about him, but I need to talk about this man again. It's Taylor Fritz. He got absolutely screwed. When you have to face Petechi Pirikar in round 3, he's supposed to be seeded 4. He's supposed to be having an easy draw in the first week. That is not true. He has to face a Brooksby also in round 1, which is pain. So having to go through those guys, and then we're going to get into the Meddy. I think that's going to be a tough match. So to me, Taylor Fritz was supposed to be the 4th seed. Having that type of a draw, he got screwed.
Haroon.
Alcaraz got screwed big time. Alcaraz is facing all the players that just want to make a name for themselves, all of them young and up and coming, and they want the spotlight. And everybody's going to want to face Alcaraz if you're a young player because you want a chance to prove yourself. And also then it's just brutal. Djokovic, he's going to have to figure that out, a rematch from the Olympics. Early on, he got screwed big time for me.
Ismaeel.
Yeah, for me it's Djokovic, because the draw he has, and if he does it, will be one of the best title runs ever. To have to take down Mahac, Dimitrov, Alcaraz, Zverev, and then Sinner, that has to be the most epic title of all. Absolutely, it's Djokovic for me.
Yikers. Let's see how this pans out.
Let's see.
Moving on to this or that. One of the most exciting matches that we have in Australian Open. We have Rublev against Fonseca. Yousef, who do you have? Fonseca or Rublev?
Let's talk about something here. Let's talk about something. The hype is insane. I understand it, but it's insane. You have so many talking heads coming out and saying, Fonseca, 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 Fonseca. Let's calm it down.
All right, make the argument for Rublev.
I will make the argument for Rublev. First of all, he's a
Rublev's your boy, huh?
Yeah, he is. And he's a top 10 player. People seem to forget that. And Grand Slams are a completely different beast. Best of 5 sets. Fonseca, people are so hyped. I love the hype. But also, he won a challenger. He won a challenger in Canberra, and he made out of the qualies into the main draw.
He's a best of 5 beast, by the way, Fonseca. He just won the next gen.
4 games. You have to play 4 games. So all that, it's amazing, and I love him, and I think he's going to be an amazing player, but let's calm down a bit. Let's calm down. Andrei Rublev's going to win this match. He might take a set, but Andrei Rublev is going to win this match. This is a top 10 player. This is a perennial quarterfinalist at Grand Slams. So let's calm it down. All these talking heads, you, Ismaeel, calm down, everyone. Calm down a bit. And let's remember who Andrei Rublev is. And let's give Joao Fonseca some time to grow into his entire what he's going to be. But let's calm it down. And let's also remember, he won a challenger and he made it through qualies. It's not like he was doing some amazing things.
Okay, Ismaeel. Ismaeel, what do you think?
All right, now that we're done with the nonsense, it's time for Joao Fonseca, everyone. He has arrived. The man is a young legend in the making. I don't want to overhype him.
You are overhyping
it. But let's remind you, I told you I've been high on him since the next gen finals. I saw tennis that is exciting and mature beyond his years. And yeah, he did just have come through the qualies. It's true. That might not be too impressive. You know what? He only lost 12 games. He dished out 2 bagels and 1 breadstick along the way. He didn't even have any hiccups along the way. Before that, the challenger, we already talked about how he ran through his opponents on the way to that title. Again, in the next gen finals, he took down Fritz and Menchik, a player who you were just super high on.
Yes.
So
I'm high on him. We need to calm it down. He's not playing a nobody. He's playing Andrei Rublev.
Yeah, this is really, and we saw together how they had played the practice set before, and Fonseca beat them last year in the practice set. So all this to let me say, Fonseca's 100% winning this match, brother. And it's going to be, he's winning this match, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Rublev has one style of gameplay. He tries to hit through you. Guess what? He's not going to be able to hit through Fonseca. And guess what? Fonseca's going to attack.
How about fitness?
Fonseca's going to
be fitness?
It's true. That will come into question, and he might fail for that reason. But I honestly think that he's going to give Rublev so much trouble. And he volleys so well. His serve is already lethal for his age. Rublev hates this matchup. He knows he's going to sleep tonight, and he knows it's going to be a horrible matchup against Fonseca. He knows that he doesn't have many options to take him out. I think Fonseca's going to win.
Imagine this. Imagine Fonseca's just going to be ripping forehands, and then Rublev's going to start smacking his head. What do you think is going to happen there? You don't think a blunder is going to come through? Rublev is ice right now. Ice. What are you talking about? Fonseca's going to play stress-free, load up, just slap, 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 slap. Rublev is going night-night.
I think Fonseca's hearing the hype.
Fonseca's winning this match easy. Possibly even straight.
Yousef, Rublev lost in round 1. He lost in round 1 in Hong Kong to...
Slams are different.
It was against Munar?
Slams are different.
Who took him out in round 1 of Hong Kong?
Maruchan.
You guess what?
He doesn't like, by the way, guys that play with firepower. He doesn't like when somebody overpowers him. He gets angry. He gets angry really quickly. He starts smacking himself, and blood going through his face.
It's not going to be fun for him. It's not going to be fun for Rublev.
So you have Fonseca.
And by the way, everybody's going to want Fonseca to win because Fonseca's exciting.
I love Fonseca.
Fonseca's going to hit the forehand, and then he's going to start breathing. Let's go. Nobody's going to want to cheer the guy smacking his head.
You guys make great points, and I love Fonseca. Like winning his last 13 matches, he hasn't dropped a set during those 13 matches. I think.
Does that count? Does the momentum count for you?
Momentum counts 100%.
Okay.
I just think he's never played a best of 5 sets match.
Yes.
He hasn't. So to me, that's what I'm gonna see. He might be up 2 sets. But what's going to happen in that third set if it's tight? Is something going to start to cramp? Is he going to start saying, like, we've yet to see it. So I have to see it to believe it. Okay. And I've seen it enough from Andrei Rublev. I know he's in ice cold form, but also that does not mean anything because when it comes to slams, different things happen. And these guys rise up to the occasion.
I'm a big fan of Rublev, as you are. And Rublev is also not unfamiliar to the round 1 exit. So it's just a really bad timing. Rublev is not in form. Fonseca is in amazing form. Fonseca's kind of tennis is the kind of tennis that will bother Rublev so much. It's gonna be.
Like, we can all.
You know something that was impressive when Rublev took down Auger-Aliassime a few years ago in the Australian Open. I thought that's a great win for him to stay mentally composed. I thought Rublev unlocked something. You think he's gonna walk in thinking, I'm set free against Fonseca? stress full. Stress full against Fonseca. He knows that he's supposed to win this match against Fonseca.
How?
Otherwise,
no one's picking him.
No. He's a top 10 player. He knows that he's supposed to make.
You're saying he's supposed to win 1,000% Fonseca, and you're saying he's supposed to win 100%.
Rublev thinks he's supposed to win, but he's not going to win.
His tennis can't beat him right now.
He doesn't have the tennis or the mental capacity to beat him right now.
Well, we can agree on one thing. This match is going to be so fun to watch.
So fun.
And I love Rublev, but if Fonseca wins, I'm going to be super happy too.
And I'll be happy for Rublev if he wins. But I just think with every cell in my body, Fonseca will win.
This might be the most hyped first round match I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, true.
Fonseca's walking in. He knows that this is just a fun match for him.
This might be the most hyped underdog, young and up and coming player since Alcaraz playing Tsitsipas in the US Open.
It might be that.
And it's that for me.
It might be. if it happens, we should have the same conversation.
And people were picking Alcaraz at the time.
No, over Tsitsipas that much?
Yeah. Some people had Alcaraz.
I don't know. I think it was a massive upset.
It was.
It was a big upset.
And it will be a massive upset if Fonseca wins as well. It's just that we're picking Fonseca.
But Tsitsipas was better even than Rublev is.
Yeah.
You can say so. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about everything that's happening in the Aussie Open, but it's finally time. We need to make our picks. So I need to ask you guys who you got for the Aussie Open. Ismaeel, who you got for the men's title?
Well, I told you this guy's going to win 3 slams this year. I told you he has a brutal draw. I told you it's going to be tough, but I believe in him. Alcaraz is going to take home the Aussie Open. The career Grand Slam is going to be completed.
Wow.
At the end of this fortnight. Alcaraz will lift the trophy. I got Carlitos.
Haroon.
I'm taking Djokovic. I'm taking the GOAT. I can't go against the GOAT. No matter how old he gets, no matter the odds that's stacked against him, I'm going with the GOAT, the ultimate beast.
Wow.
Novak Djokovic is going to lift that title.
Wow. Yousef, who you got?
I agree with you, my brother. Novak Djokovic is going to win the Aussie Open. He said 25 and 25. 25 and 25 is going to happen. The sacred tree has been touched many times. Andy Murray is in his corner. The family's with him. Everything is there. The stars might not have aligned with the draw, but everything else is in line. And Novak Djokovic, Grand Slam number 25, Aussie Open number 11 in 2 weeks' time.
Wow. Huge pick. I would love to see it.
Okay, well, now we have the women's title. Ismaeel, who takes home the Aussie Open women's title?
Well, this is going to be a bit of an unconventional pick because Sabalenka is back-to-back defending champion. But I like the form this player showed us at the United Cup, taking down top seeds, taking them down comfortably. I'm going with Coco. I love her form. She changed her coach, and she started winning. She's taken home a couple of titles, United Cup champion. She's in form. Coco for the win.
Good pick, Haroon.
I'm going for Elena Rybakina. I think Ivanisevic is going to do some magic. I know she has some drama going around with her coach and stuff like that. But I love how Rybakina plays amazing. She's my favorite player to watch from the women's side. And I think she's going to do some amazing stuff. Rybakina is going to win.
Yousef.
All those are fun picks. Aryna Sabalenka is the queen of Australia. And she is going to continue. Grand Slam number 3 in Australia is coming in 2 weeks' time. I can't see anyone who can stop her. She plays amazing tennis. She's going to demolish anyone in her way. Grand Slam number 3, Aryna Sabalenka. It's coming.
Amazing. She's an amazing player. Hard to disagree.
Okay, moving on for the dark horse for the Australian Open. Ismaeel, who do you have as your dark horse for the Australian Open?
Well, this player is one of my favorite players, if not my favorite. I used to be really high on him becoming world number 1, lifting Grand Slams. He's being slept on. He hasn't been in great form. But you know what? He's made some tweaks to his serve, to his game, to his coaching staff. I'm taking Stefanos Tsitsipas. I like where he is in the
You're
draw.
back on the Tsitsipas train.
He has had magic in Australia before. He's taken down Rafa in Australia. He's taken down top seeds in Australia. I like Tsitsipas to make a deep run here.
Nice. Haroon.
What? No, you.
Me? Well, I am going to take Sebastian Korda. Did you think I was going to make that pick? Whoa. Probably not. Watching Sebastian Korda last week play in Adelaide. The man has just amazing tennis.
He does.
It's so fun to watch. The beautiful tennis. The forehands and the backhands are so smooth. They're so smooth, and then there's so much power. And by the way, something that stuck with me is after he lost the final to Felix Auger-Aliassime, he was angry. He wasn't happy. He was angry. And that's something I want to see from Sebi. I want to see that fire inside. And I think he has that fire inside. And he's coming back with vengeance. And he has a good draw. He might be able to go deep. Sebastian Korda is the one to watch for me. He is my dark horse for the Aussie Open. Haroon.
I'm going for, this is going to be wild for some people, but for the people, for him, because I picked him, he believes me. I'm going with Nicky Kyrgios. Kyrgios is going to win the Australian Open as my dark horse. My dark horse. My dark horse. If I had to pick somebody for not top seed, if there's some magic that's going to happen in Australia, I think Kyrgios. Kyrgios can go in round 3, beat Sasha Zverev, and steal his path, and he can win the lifted title. Oh. Kyrgios has been different. This is different for him. His wrist is a problem, but if his wrist is fine, he's deadly. Yeah,
it's an insane pick, honestly, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Good for you. Then
let's go on for the women. What do you think from the women? Who's your dark horse for the women's side, Ismaeel?
Yeah, honestly, for this was super hard for me to really find the dark horse, but
it wasn't hard for me.
I'm taking a player who reached the final in Brisbane and played Sabalenka, took her to the final set. In that tournament, she took down Samsonova, Kasatkina, Kruger. I'm taking Veronika Kudermetova to go to the final here and make a deep run in Australia.
I don't know. Is this dark horse like the final? You're saying Nick Kyrgios is going to win the tournament?
It's a pick of the. It's a feeling. It's a feeling.
It's a black horse. So it's dark.
Yeah.
What about you? Who's your dark horse?
To me, it wasn't hard. It's the one and only Naomi Osaka.
That's a great pick.
Naomi Osaka is not seeded.
She has a brutal draw.
Yeah, dark. If there's anyone who's capable of doing it, it's Naomi Osaka. We've seen what she's capable of. She made to the final Auckland. I hope she's healed. She's back now. And Naomi Osaka for me. Let's go, Naomi.
She's going to play Garcia in round 1, then she's going to play Coco in round 4.
All right, who do you got?
My dark horse is going to be Madison Keys. Madison
nice
Keys,
one.
She just won a tournament, and I think she beat a lot of great players.
Took down Pegula in the final.
Yeah, she took down Pegula, fought Ostapenko, and then so I think that's going to be exciting.
Kudermetova beat Madison Keys in Brisbane, so another reason why I took her. So let's see.
Let's see. We shall see, my friend.
Can't wait to see which one ages like milk.
A lot of them probably.
Hyped.
All right, guys, that wraps it up for our episode that We're Going 5. Let us know what you think about our picks in the comments. Let us know what you like. We're hyped for the Aussie Open. See you next week for a mid-tourney update. Let's go.
Let's go.
Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Very good night.